Hey everyone, Joshua Jack with Matrix, back answering your questions from the webinar. We had over 30 questions that were asked on top of the questions that we asked the panel that we just couldn't get to. And so after going back and looking at where the commonality was, we ended up landing on several that we just wanted to answer that we felt were very strong and wanted to get out in front of you guys. So I've had the opportunity to interview clients, to interview practice members at our company, and to interview people in the community. And I've decided to answer a few myself. So this is another one that I wanted to answer, and it's around an education strategy. What is a recommended education strategy to help foster Agile mindset? So as I'm looking over this, and I was thinking about this when I was thinking of it more from a organization that's trying to either establish or reinforce agility through HR into their organization. And three things popped into mind. First, really need to look at this as iterative versus incremental. Incremental assumes that we know the full outcome, that we have the big picture. If you remember, if you go Google the painting that talks about incremental and iterative, and that we often use in our training sessions from the Mona Lisa. And if you remember the incremental versus iterative there, right? It requires that the artist knows what that final outcome is going to look like. And honestly, we're dealing with people. We don't know what that final outcome is, but we can be iterative. We can add layers and layers of value, starting with the foundations and moving in through different values or principles or practices of agility. But the main thing there is to make sure that we remember this is going to be an iterative journey. The second one, remember you're trying to change and retain, not just create memorization and rephrasing. Right? So we're trying to change the way people think. We're trying to give them, through education, a new method for doing their work, for interacting with one another, and for helping your organization to become more successful. So that's going to need a different approach. We're not trying to just test for outputs. We're trying to get people into scenarios that are real life and trying to answer what they see every day. So instead of just going through a segment of 10 minutes and then asking a few questions as a reinforcement, look at ways that you can make this more interactive, that we can weave that education through what they do day to day in their jobs. And then the final one is foster, and I love this phrase, relentless continuous improvement, right? This creating a mentality throughout the organization that continuous improvement needs to be relentless for us. That means that it's okay to fail, it's okay to fall down, but that we're going to continue to get up. And that the idea that this is a project by which we're going to upskill our entire organization just has to leave, right? This is about continuous, relentless improvement. So again, I hope you found this helpful. We're going to be answering more and more questions from the webinar, so stay tuned and thanks.